Hey guys, it's been a while, hasn't it? So, I kind of want to do this video, hopefully it won't take too long, to just say that, yes, I'm still making stuff. I'm in fact working on some really good stuff right now, but I want to kind of explain why. And the lack of a better term, personal life has taken more importance than making videos. I know a lot of people talk about this constantly, and I know maybe it's more important for somebody who's got a bigger channel, or, you know, does it as an actual professional job, but even as somebody who does it as a hobby with only a couple hundred subscribers, people still kind of wonder why you stopped doing it or something, and it's not because you don't love it, it's because it takes a lot of time. Even simple stuff like mine, I mean, I don't do anything like any of the bigger channels do, but they do it as a job, so they have a lot more equipment and they make money off of it. Not a lot, mind you, they still have to, most of them have to have a regular job, which is impressive in its own right, but the point is, anyways, so that being said, with some personal stuff that's come up between myself and also other people I'm, you know, close with and everything, that's nothing life-shattering, but needed to take some time for, focus on my actual real-life job, and just general haberdashery, which is probably not the right term, but it sounded nice at the time. I've kind of had to put the brakes on videos. I've been working on them piece by piece and trying not to try to pound them out and just do it like in 2 days. I'm trying to take a video idea and kind of take my time with it. And that necessarily doesn't mean that my production videos have gone up that much. Unfortunately, I still have a lot of equipment to get better with, but I think I put a lot more better scripting heart into them. But regardless, at the end of the day, as long as I'm entertaining you guys, and as long as I'm happy with them, that's what's most important. Not necessarily catching on with everybody. I know this is a really bad way of saying this, but the point is for everybody who stuck around this long, from the bottom of my heart, it's half, maybe more of the reason why I still want to keep doing this. Besides the fact that I love sharing everything that has to do with all my wonderful Sega friends. This is very bad. Besides all of that, the other thing that's kind of been going on is, if you'll carry with me just for a moment, you'll notice there's a lot of boxes everywhere and everything's kind of like packed up right now. Well, if you come with me into here, you'll notice that our entire game room, where I usually shoot most of my videos, is entirely gutted. The reason is that a lot of the wall plates and the ceiling was kind of like lowered because it was the way the house was built was terrible. So we are remodeling it so that now we can rebuild this into the game room of our like proverbial dreams for what we have to work with. So with that in mind, it's been kind of hard to do anything because, as you may not notice, all of my games and equipment is all packed up into boxes currently. I would love to do something on you, Mr. Activator. But anyways, with all that being said, that's kind of taken up most of the time with my life. That's not to say I haven't been working on something. I've actually been working on a few things. They're all the normal stuff, but the hope is that I can get all 3 of them done around the same time and release them weekly, and then maybe have some time to try to keep it constant. We'll see. I've said it many times, life always gets in the way. But we're gonna try again as always. Finally, since this is gonna be sort of a tacked on thing, but since it's coming up so soon, there's gonna be another video game convention I'm gonna be at, but there's a lot more involvement this time. First of all, it's RetroGameCon in Syracuse, New York, November 14th. That's this Saturday. Now, this is actually back in my hometown. I'm actually driving back from Pittsburgh to go up to it, and I'm really excited. I've actually had a lot of good memories there, and I've done quite a few panels there. Which leads me to my next point. I am doing a panel there, but not on something that's usually my subject matter. I love board games. I've been a fan of board games since I was young, and it's one of my other big hobbies outside of Sega and game collecting and making videos. So, why not do both? So I'm doing a panel about video game themed board games and the influence that video games and board games have had on each other over the years now. And of course, you know, one of the star attractions will be one of my rare items, which is the Sonic the Hedgehog board game. But I've got plenty of other really cool stuff, and the panel will be up on here afterwards, of course. But that panel's going to be really great. But also, my friends, the Sprite Lovers, are going to have a video on pixel art. Mr. Syntastic and Grimsy42 are going to have a great panel on new versus old, which I don't remember which side is which, but they'll probably both be wrong and I'll be right, as far as I'm concerned. And Angry Video Game Nerd's going to be there. Pete Dorr, who's somebody I've only just started in the past couple of months watching, but I've actually really liked his stuff. I'm kind of bummed that I haven't, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him, and he's actually into some, like, a lot of the same stuff I'm into, so that was a really fun conversation. Shane Lewis, Rerez, who also is somebody that I've actually talked to quite a few times and enjoy a lot of his content. He's going to be there. And there's going to be just a whole lot of other really cool panels. The new 8-Bit Heroes, the documentary that's coming out soon about the homebrew NES game. Actually, the developer's really from my area. He's now living, somewhere else, but he's coming back to talk about the game and talk about homebrew development, which is really cool. I find the homebrew community to be a really awesome group of people. As somebody who works with them to do publishing for stuff. But anyways, all that beside the point, I'm going to be there. If you're going to be in the area, you should go. If it's something you can drive to, do it. It's a great convention. It's probably the biggest year we've had so far. There'll be a lot of good vendors, a lot of good panels. The music, Samus, spelled with 2 M's if you haven't looked her up. She's a really great hip-hop artist that does a lot of nerdcore rap. She's really great. She tours a lot with Mega Ran, Jesus. And such forth. Point is, you should go if you can go. I know it's short notice, but you should. That's it, though. I guess I'll leave you with one tease of what's coming up. I am doing another top 20 video. It's not the best games of the year, but I did it mainly because I couldn't narrow the list down to 10. I had too many games I wanted to talk about in depth. So hopefully you'll like that. And then there's normal Gunstar reviews that'll probably be the most controversial video I make because it's going to kind of talk down on one of Sega's most popular franchises, but it's okay. I'm still gonna be nice. I'm just gonna say how another game is better than it. And another Sega game specifically. And finally an import on one of my favorite games ever, on at least the Sega Saturn. And I will leave you with showing you just what the controller looks like. I think this might be a little too obvious of a hint as I walk off screen, but it's going to involve this bad boy. So hopefully one of those 3 things sounds interesting to you, and hopefully this will be a new chapter in the Gunstar YouTube channel. Or maybe it will just be more of the same. And if you already subscribed, you probably don't mind that. But again, thank you so much for sticking around, even though there's kind of been a lack of things showing up, and hopefully you guys will like what's coming next, and hopefully understand that just sometimes life gets in the way. And thanks again. See you guys soon.